High school marks the end of compulsory schooling. Thus, graduating from high school is the key to preparing for college, securing a meaningful career, and becoming an informed citizen. Yet more than 750,000 students in America fail to graduate from high school each year. This hurts them, and it hurts our country. Imagine if every student in America graduated from high school. What would it mean to their future? What would it mean to the future of our country? I'll tell you, it would mean better health, less crime, and a stronger economy. I've studied the problem of high school dropouts for more than 35 years. Today, I want to share a little about what I've learned about the nature of the problem, its consequences, causes, and solutions. First, despite recent improvements, the problem of high school dropping out remains severe, with sizable gaps in dropout and graduation rates among subgroups of students and among subgroups of schools. During the first 7 decades of the 20th century, high school graduation rates in America improved dramatically. But since 1970, they've fluctuated between 70 and 77%, until a recent uptick. In 2013, based on a new indicator that tracked individual students, the graduation rate in America reached 81%. However, there remain large disparities in graduation rates among subgroups of students. For example, limited English proficient students have a graduation rate of 61%, fully 20 percentage points below the national average. And as you can see, there are other subgroups that also have below average graduation rates. In addition, there are substantial gaps among schools. There are 1,200 high schools in the United States enrolling 1 million students that have graduation rates below 67%. The second thing I've learned is dropping out of high school has grave and lasting consequences, both for individuals and for society at large. Compared to high school graduates, high school dropouts earn $500,000 less over their lifetimes. They're 6 times more likely to be incarcerated. They have a life expectancy 9 years less. They're 2 or 3 times more likely to be on Medicaid. And they're more likely to grow up to be poor. And their children, as a result, are 2 or 3 times more likely to grow up as poor adults. These individual consequences generate huge social costs and costs to taxpayers in the form of lower state and federal income, lower tax revenues, higher costs for crime and health care, lower voter participation rates, and lower levels of intergenerational mobility. Economists estimate that a single dropout costs taxpayers more than $200,000 over his or her lifetime, and that a single cohort of 20-year-old dropouts costs the nation $146 billion. The third thing I've learned is the causes of dropping out are complex and long-standing, and therefore to address the problem will require multiple interventions over all levels of the schooling system. Research has identified a number of factors that increase the risk for dropping out of school. They include individual factors such as low academic achievement, poor attendance, misbehavior, school factors such as poor student-teacher relations, family factors such as low socioeconomic status, and community factors such as high levels of income inequality. These factors tend to operate over time, such that dropping out is really more of a process than an event, as you can see from this quote by Carlos, an 11th grade dropout. Research suggests 3 approaches for addressing the problem of dropout. First, it's important to address the personal as well as the academic needs of students. Second, it's important to start before high school. And third, it's important to not only address the needs of students, but the institutions that serve them, families, schools, and communities. These 3 approaches are reflected in 3 intervention strategies. The first are targeted programs focused on at-risk kids. The second are comprehensive programs focused on schools. And the third are systemic programs focused on things like graduation requirements and compulsory schooling age. Although research on dropout prevention programs are plagued by poor evaluation designs, a number of programs with rigorous designs have been shown to increase graduation rates and reduce dropout rates. In addition, there are some specific programs that have been shown to generate economic benefits that are 2 or 3 times greater than their costs. In conclusion, the problem of high school dropouts in America remains severe and is costly. That's the bad news. The good news is it's received considerable attention, not only from educators and scholars, but from celebrities and politicians, including the president. And it appears to be getting better. The Grad Nation campaign, a coalition of research and advocacy organizations, has set a target of a 90% graduation rate by the year 2020, and we may reach that goal. The bigger challenge, however, is to reduce the vast disparities in graduation rates among subgroups of students and among schools. To address this challenge will require unprecedented efforts on the part of educators, scholars, and policymakers to not only improve the lives of children, but to reduce the inequities among families, schools, and communities. Only then can we hope to have true equality of opportunity for every child in America. We owe it to them, and we owe it to our country. Thank you.